Okay, I think that's a little bit introduction about our company, Bukit Vista. And for starting, for everyone here, this is our speaker, Mr. Saudi Kaning. And uh, while I want to share screen, wait a minute. Okay. And don't forget to turn on your camera, guys, so we can show our beefy hospitality to Mr. Saudi.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Can everyone see my share screen right now?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. This is our great inspirational speaker for today, Mr. Saudi Kani, as HR country lead in Thailand for IHG Hotel and Resort. And for briefly about Mr. Saudi inspiring journey from 2001 to 2012, Mr. Saudi has been included in hospitality industry as HR, and the 2001 becoming LP supervisor, and has been goes to many hospitality industry like Geo Marriott, Anantara Hotel, Renaissance Hotel, Ritz-Carlton Hotel, and come to Geo Marriott again as HR manager. And in 2013, 2022, Mr. Saudi has progressed to becoming a director of human resource. And right now, Mr. Saudi is becoming human resource country lead in Thailand in IHG Hotel and Resorts. So we can see in this Mr. Saudi inspiring journey that Mr. Saudi has progressing so far from 2001 to 2022 as HR and hospitality industry. So maybe we were wondering about this, sir. What is the reason that you choose hospitality industry in your journey from 2001 until now?
Kind of good question, actually. So it actually I found out later, not that I found out at the first place that I like hospitality, because back then in my time, right, there's no proper career consultation at that time, when I graduated. Well, actually, if I can walk back to my background a bit, I actually grew up from the southernmost province of Thailand, which is, where people grow up in like different cultures, not only Thai cultures, but we have kind of Malay culture down there as well. So from there, then I actually start from there. Then, I actually start as the language teacher at the, very border school, basically. Then after that, then I met a friend, actually, a sister of my friend, basically, we got a chance to meet, and then she assessed my language ability. Then she said, okay, why don't you work in a hotel? I said, what hotel? What hospitality? Right? So so they said, okay, then I said, okay, let me just make a try. Then I made my try at JW Marriott in Phuket. So I don't know, they gave me kind of a weird question, but I also answer it in a way that I don't think it will impress them, but it really impressed them. So finally they hired me in JW Marriott in Phuket. So I firstly start at loss prevention department, in loss prevention department. But the thing is that after 1.5 years, I got promoted to supervisor, and then after that, I got conscripted by Royal Thai Navy. So I got to join the Navy for 1 year. And during that 1 year, actually, I spent my time to think of myself, actually, what I'm good at, right? I find actually what is my talent. So I found it right there. So I like to sit with people. I like to listen to people. I kind of happy when people came to me and asked for advice or consult. Truly happy, not that just sit and then listen to them and ignore. No, but I'm with them, listen to them, fix the problem, address their issue or whatever. Then I kind of having background of being a teacher, so I was like, okay, then HR should be an area. Then I I rejob. Then I start hospitality actually with Ananta, in Asia at Anantara as training coordinator. Right. So that's how I start in hospitality too. I spend my time really to think about myself, actually what I'm good at, not what I like, but what I'm good at. That's totally different, because what you like may change in the future, but talent won't change. Your gift won't change. Your gift is remain with you no matter what, right? Like for example, I kind of when I feel later that I'm very good in training, I'm good in HR, but I don't like working in HR, especially in the part of termination. I don't like it. But that is my gift. But that's kind of my gifts. I can do it well. So then I keep carry on. But my lucky part is that I met with a good advisor, my good coach. I mean, she set me a 10 years career plan. 10 years career plan. So then, because she's actually interviewed me, and then she asked me, what do you see yourself in next 10 years? I said, I see myself sitting on your seat, basically. that's what that's what I said. So then start from there. She actually, lists my career path, to reach her chair actually. So from there, I follow everything. I follow everything, even whatever she see that it is my weak point, my improvement area. I do everything, even though sometimes at that point I don't even understand what actually she's trying to tell me. But I think if at that time I learned something, that to be a good leader in the future, you're going to be a good follower as well. If you don't know how to be a good follower, you won't become a good leader in the future. So from that career path was set, and then until I became the first time director of HR, then at that time I was like, I feel I need to have overseas experience, right? So then I decided to quit Marriott. Even I was with them like for 13 years. I was so loyal at the time, but I think I loyal to myself too. So I have my goal very clear that I want to go outside of Thailand. Then I, apply. Then I got an opportunity in the Maldives actually. So many of my friends, let's say 99% of my friends, saying that, Sabi, you're gonna fail for sure. You never been working outside of Thailand. I said, okay, I don't mind. Let just embrace that failure. I'm fine. At least I can experience, right? So but then after I passed probation, there's a photo that I post on my Facebook, a turtle which is flying, flying turtle, which is never be possible, right? But I think it is. I want to tell the world that actually I made it. Then I am able to be in a, in a country, or in another location where all the work, where really nationality mix. I have around 23 nationality working together, which is really excellent. Then after that, I came back, right? I came back, then I still continue on the HR. And then I said, okay, after 3 times of being director of HR, I said, I want to work in the corporate office. Then I joined AWC basically to learn the owning, how to manage the hospitality in owner point of view. So I got that. So I was that for 2 years. This again, this is very Thai company, typical Thais, have a hierarchy system or whatever. And what many of my expat friends told me, that, Saudi, you're not gonna make it because you're not really deliver very, you're not so Thai. I said, what do you mean I'm not so Thai? I'm Thai. So I can adapt myself anyway into the cultures. So from that, I able to survive for 2 years, looking after around 19 operating hotels and 23 hotel under pipeline, under different brand: Marriott, Hilton, Okura, Hill, Intercontinental, which is so many brand, right? So after that, I decided to come back to the field in the operation as ISG again. So what I can say, that's what brought me up, is that I had, I would say, I had clear goal. I know what I'm reaching to, and I evaluate myself every single month or every single year to see what what's still the area that I have to address on myself. And I don't mind to fail I don't mind to lose my face. I don't mind if people will tell Saudi, you're bad at this, you're bad at that. I'm very happy when people shout at me like that. Then from that, actually, I learned a lot. Somehow, as I said from the beginning, I don't even get from the beginning what they said, what they want me to improve, why, that I have thousands of questions, why in my head. But I realized that, I mean, my managers are very sincere. They want to develop me. They put me in development plan. So many things in the contents, which is I don't get it, but it requires a trust to your supervisor to develop you as well. But you yourself have to pick the right supervisor as well, who is very competent and able to develop you. And you got to know your style of learning, whether that it match with your supervisor learning style as well. That's how I pick myself. Then I carry on. I mean, I don't waste. I can tell you once actually I met with a very bad boss in my eye. I mean, for myself, I feel like he's bad, but not in a bad on the way that he's really bad person, but his working style is just doesn't match with my learning style. So then I decided to leave him. But I like after joining only for 40 days, then I left. I said, okay, I think I won't learn anything from him because he doesn't know how to improve me. He doesn't know how to develop me on the way that I feel like this is the best way for me. But he decided to go in different ways. So I feel like maybe, and I had very open discussion with him actually. Can you change your way to develop me into this way, because I can learn more if you change it to this way? He said no, he can't. Okay, if you can't, I think we cannot work together. Then I got to leave. We live, I mean, in a very understanding way. We both understand each other's. Then I decided to, that's why I decided to join that AWC. Actually, that happened before Conrad. So I joined Conrad and met with a very good boss there. So continue developing me. So I would say embrace any change. Feel happy to fail, feel happy to lose, learn to be a good follower, and build the trust between you and your supervisor, and clarify whatever point that you will be learning from them, right? And but being the supervisor also, right? I mean, don't think that you are always the person that knows everything, good at everything, and your experience in the past, again, cannot tell your experience in the past. Somehow it is not applicable to the new generation nowadays. You got to adjust a little bit the way, to deliver your learning or your experience to them. You cannot tell them to do the same way that you did before, but what you can tell them is that the way to achievement, there's plenty of ways to go to the achievement, but the achievement is there. We just need to focus on the achievement, on the result, on the goal, not how to get to the goal. That's what I can, share in brief, I would say. I don't know why I couldn't hear anyone. I don't know what happened.
That's amazing.
That's good.
Because everyone's mic'd off. Hey, if you appreciate what Mr. Saudi said, give him an applause, so
Okay.
that he can feel the engagement from the room.
Okay, so I think will be more beneficial for all of you here if you have any question actually, so I can maybe can give you more specific example. Maybe you yourself on under development plan right now that you want to develop yourself into future leader. Anyone?
Maybe anyone who wants to ask Mr. Saudi a question can just unmute and just ask.
Or maybe a quick one. So, Mr. Saudi, just now you mentioned about the importance, right, of having trust between like you as well as your supervisor. So, I just want to ask this question actually. So, what if there's this issues within the trust itself. So it might be because of like my mistake that I did something back in the past that made my supervisor not really like trusting me 100%. So perhaps do you have any suggestion on how we can like fix our relationship to be better in this case?
I think in a working time, right? During work when we work together, right? If as long as you open and you talk fact, you talk truth, you don't try to put the game into day-to-day work, right? Then it is fine. You open with your supervisor. If whenever you do something wrong, then you just admit that this is your fault, this is your mistake, and that's it. That's how I think boss also like to hear. I mean admitting the mistake, admitting the failure is one thing already to prove that you are moving up into the next level of leadership already. If you cannot accept your own mistake, if you cannot accept your faults or whatever, right, then how can you become a good leader in the future? Meaning that if you don't understand this, you're not going to realize the problem that you currently have. And if you cannot realize the problem, you cannot fix the problem. That's how it is.
Okay, so being transparent, yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually part of our core values as well in Bukit Vista. So thank you, Mr. Saudi.
Thank you.
Uh,
What is
Mr. Saudi, there is someone who want to ask you a question here from Kafidi. He want to ask about your point of view on an individual capability on being a leader. Are there people who are not suited to be leaders, or can people be trained to be leaders, and how to identify them?
how do we identify leaders? Is that the
Yes.
question? I think you guys are now are all new generation, right? So I think new generation now, many of them has confidence. So being confident is one thing already. Actually, it's one of the leadership competency. Be confident, but it is not only confidence that can build a good leadership, but it is maturity as well. So having confidence is good. You can uh, see it is very big question actually, how to identify a leader, right? So you're gonna confidence, I always say that it consists of three, right? It is knowledge. You're gonna have knowledge, you're gonna have skill, and you're gonna have attitude. When I say attitude, leadership is in this attitude, right? So first start with the attitude. You have the right attitude that you want to grow in the future. You want to grow your team. You contribute. You dedicate. You fix the problem. You show your interest. You participate. You anticipate problem. Those are signs actually of a good leader. If the good leader never be somebody who run away from the problem, who putting themselves into shame and blame game, who putting themselves into, you know, a person that avoid the issue or saying that, okay, this is not my job, this is out of my hand. Somebody who show their full responsibility on something that they are doing, that that is kind of, you can see that's sign of leader actually. Yeah, Sarah, you have raised your hand. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Before that, I would like to thank you for answering the question before. Yeah. So I actually want to ask you, sir. Do you have any tips on like balancing work and life, especially as maybe as employees who are like taking on like a bigger position, because in my case I'm actually an intern here,
Mm.
and for the past 4 months me working in Bukit Vista, I've been growing and being delegated more responsibilities. And maybe do you have any inputs on how I can, balance.
I think balance, you are talking about balancing yourself and also your life, right? Basically. So the funny part is that when I at work as the leader, I always chase my team to go home after work hours. I said, finish, go home. Um, but but I also gave them tips actually, how to finish the work on time, right? So many people, like especially smart people, many of them fall into the pitfall. Actually, they are so confident, so they think that they can remember everything. They don't even have the to-do list. To-do list is one thing. I even myself right now, I have my to-do list, daily to-do list, and by to-do list, you need to setting priority. When you setting priority is very key thing to get the task done. Then you're gonna have your time for you. Then you're gonna have very good time for your life. Setting priority, many of them set, like to do something important first, which is not right. Remember, you do something based on deadline. Whatever date come first, that things you're gonna do first. Sometimes the thing that come first is nonsense, like an urgent request from the boss. That's something you have to finish first, because otherwise you keep saying I have lots of important to do, and you don't do those urgent things. At the end, the boss or team, will keep annoying you until you have no time and no concentration at work to concentrate on your important. So focus on the deadline, put the deadline as priority. Maybe, for example, if you are doing something very important, you are writing a project or whatever, but your boss asks you because, or maybe that you are requested to book a ticket, which is, he has to fly sometime, tomorrow morning, and it's going to be booked urgently. I said, oh, I have so many important things to do. Yes, it is very important, but if you don't do that, then the person will miss the flight. Is it more? So those urgent will be. So when you set the priority, so you put urgent important first as number one, then urgent not important is as number two, then important not urgent, then not urgent and not important. So in 4 steps, right? I usually put in color before, right? When I practice this priority setting, I put in red, in yellow, in green, in orange or whatever. Just make your own color, right? So once you're familiar with this, then in the future your brain will manage yourself. So once sometimes people focus on something which is important but not urgent. That's happened with a lot of new leader, especially supervisor or assistant manager. Happen to them a lot. They will say, oh, I'm doing this very important thing. This is very important thing I have to complete. But then you spend 4 hours to think on something which is you don't have even one result, right? Nothing came out, no idea came out. But instead of using that half an hour or 4 hours doing some simple tasks, at least to tick some simple tasks like filing folder, keeping the document into the folders, or placing this here and there, organizing table or organizing the meeting, which is something which is easy, or you can take the job and make the job done first. And somehow while you're doing that, the idea will come how to do that important work. When it always happen when you are doing something else, then the idea for those important things will come. So that's why I focus on deadline rather than the project or whatever task that is feel important if you still have time, right? So that's why I said urgent important is number one, urgent not important is number two, not urgent and not important, and then not important and not urgent. So make it in 4 steps and very clear into that. Don't jump into important and not urgent, right? Then you have time for yourself.
Excellent answer. Thank you.
And even to add into this, see, I'm now looking after 6,000 employees with 32 hotels. I have time to talk to you, right? And now I have lots of issue. Actually, I have to prepare. I call Southeast Asia GM around 150 GM to have a meeting in Hanoi. The third week of May, I have to do lots of preparation, but I still have issues at the properties, at the 32 properties. So I need to really manage. But you know, when you practice this priority setting, it will help. It will help you to learn decision making skill, because you have,
Yes.
yeah, sometimes you got to decide to do things quickly. So you have to pick, okay, this is going to be my result at this stage. This is going to be my result. This is going to be my result. So you put all the result, and then you, or at least you put the list that you want to do. You pick already that you want to do this, and then you carry on. Then you will learn. And then when you learn decision making, and then you're going to learn something else, so that you're going to lose something from what you cannot do, right? Meaning you have to lose. Maybe those you lose can be those important things as well. So by losing something important and meeting all the deadline, then it kind of, that situation will teach you actually for you to able to evaluate the situation. And when you are able to evaluate the evaluation, you will be the person that will think everything thoroughly, right? Thoroughly, and then you are building your maturity, right, up in another level. That's what I can tell.
Amazing.
It's
Mr. Saudi, thank you for that answer. Oh, wow. Mr. Saudi, if I may, and I know you're busy and you probably just
No worry. Until I
What
have to pick up at 10. So until it's fine.
What I really appreciate, everyone, about what Mr. Saudi, who has had a lot of experience in also Southeast Asia from an original context, leading thousands of people, is that it's so important to understand that, like, I think his advice is empowering everybody, right? So a lot of people, they come to me, they say, oh, work-life balance isn't quite the way it should be, but they're kind of looking for an external solution, right? Like, you need to plan out my calendar for me, or you need to do whatever. And I noticed, Mr. Saudi, we've been in a cycle where we keep on doing that, but yet we still hear the same problems again. I have no work-life balance, right? Even though the system has actually been built in a particular way. But I think this approach is one of actually asking people to lead themselves, right? To be open to the idea that not having work-life balance is actually an opportunity. Perhaps having too much free time at work means that you're not really doing anything important, but having too much to do, now you need to kind of learn the next skill to be able to kind of balance out what that is. And what a leader does is that they see that as an approach to upgrade their own way of thinking, and they seek mentorship, they seek guidance, they try to figure out a solution and prioritize. And by doing so, they're able to move up to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. And maybe going back to Vidhi's question about this particular idea of leadership, not running away from problems and facing problems whole on, that seems like a core attribute, doesn't it? It seems like that particular attitude, that mindset of, if there's a problem, I'm going to kind of face it head on and try to solve it, rather than, like, ask the other powers around us to give us solutions. Would that be a theme that you see in Central, and who is a leader, who is not a leader? Is it this combination of curiosity and courage? Back to you, Mr. Saudi.
Yeah, I think the lead, as I said, if you mentioned during the session earlier, right? That your EV talk, I said leadership is an art, right? So it is a combination of so many things, right? To reach into that level is not, it is day-to-day learning, but you have to allow yourself to learn, right? You have to allow yourself to, if you know that is a part of the leadership skill that you want to acquire in the future. So you have to really dedicate, right? You have to really put yourself into it to learn those. Otherwise, you never learn. Like those difficult things, challenging. I had so many times, like 10 years back in years 2009, which is, I feel like I don't like system at all. I don't like to do admin work. I hate it. I hate paperwork. But I said, okay, I know that I hate paperwork, that I know, and I'm weak at paperwork. or admin or system or those things. Then I said, when I had a chance to open a new hotel, then I raised my hand. I want to champion this admin work. I want to champion this HRIS. If you put yourself into the trouble, not the trouble, actually something that you are weak at, then you need to survive, right? You already champion. You take full responsibility. It's just like you throw somebody into the river, then they will learn how to swim. So, but I throw myself. I'm not throwing others. I'm throwing myself. If I happen to throw others, definitely I'll give their life jacket. But myself, I know, that okay, if I really put myself into that, I think I can make it. Nothing you cannot make. You can make everything. System is one thing, and yeah, I think those actually what I don't like at all, but I managed to do it.
Really, really fascinating. Very, very inspirational too. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Saudi. Back to Mr. Ricky.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Saudi, for this session. Maybe is there any other question for Mr. Saudi? Okay, maybe that's it from us, and maybe you can give applause for Mr. Saudi for this great, encouraging session.
Open your mics and show some love, everyone. Yeah.
I don't know if you get anything from me, but I hope you get something.
But for me personally, I get very much inspiration from you, from the very first and until the last. Maybe others will get it too. And thank you very much, Mr. Sadi, for coming to our session in Bukit Vista. And sorry for taking your time too.
No worries.
Okay. And after this, we will have another session. And for Mr. Saudi, if you want to stay, it's okay. And
I think
it's
it's nice being with you and being with you again. And then I like sharing experience with the new generation. Personally, I like to work with young people. They have a lot for me to learn. So it is good to be among you. For those who haven't connected with me on LinkedIn yet, please do. So somehow building connection is always good. All right. So good luck to all of you.
okay, so
See you next 5 minutes.
see you.
Thank you, Mr.
All right.
Saudi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Saudi.
Bye.
Okay. Wow. That was fairly inspirational. Anybody else feel pretty pumped up by what Mr. Saudi said? Yeah. Good. Okay. Big thanks to Shaylin for bringing the speaker in, and thank you, Risky, for also hosting our speaker today. Just a quick one. So today we won't be having the formal all hands. Most of the company is still on holiday, so I've decided to move it to tomorrow. And when everyone gets back, we'll do the update for the all hands. Just a few things I want to actually recap. I hope this everyone sees this as an opportunity actually to deepen their professional network. It is very rare to actually get access to somebody like with Mr. Saudi's, let's say, particular position, senior director level at a multinational company with responsibility of 32 hotels and 6,000 people. So do you think of it as essentially this? Mr. Saudi said earlier that there's this possibility you choose your supervisor, you choose your mentor, you choose your leader. And I would attribute any sort of success that I've seen in my own career and also in the careers of people I see as successful as being probably core to this particular idea. So when you go and let's say look for a career, look for people that you want to be eventually. Look for that particular person you want to follow. Find out if you match styles and pursue it. People who follow brands or companies or whatever without being very specific about who they want to follow within that organization, I don't see their careers actually prosper. They get kind of lost, they get used, they sort of putter around for years and years. But if you follow, let's say, a particular leader that wants to develop you as a person to reach your maximum potential, I would say look on to that. And then when you get to, let's say, the next level, there's probably going to be another leader that can take you to the next level. And that's been a pretty straightforward way. Mr. Saudi, what he said today, I think, is, from what I can tell, the highest level of leadership. He is not making excuses. He's not making sort of whatever. He's saying that within each of us, there is the capability to actually find the pathway to leadership. And that comes from confronting challenges, that comes from seeking guidance, and that comes from having transparent, honest relationships with the people around you. And all of that is fully within everybody's control. So none of that is something you need to actually derive from the outside world. It is up to you in these particular cases. Has every experienced leader gone through work-life balance, Sarah? And I think, yes, every particular person who became a senior leader, became an executive, got to these positions, they probably had to figure out a way to personally balance work-life. It's not something you can learn from school or anything, right? You have to take it each particular case. You have to be okay with failing. You have to be okay with making mistakes. The prioritization that Mr. Saudi talked about, you can get that wrong many times until you figure out what is the correct prioritization. And then the other aspects, I think, of Shaylin saying about conflict with supervisors, I experience that every day. In the sense that, let's say, my relationships with a partner, they could be seen as a way as my supervisor. They're keeping and making sure that our company is guided the right way. And this relationship that I've had with many partners personally has been, Shaylin, in my personal opinion, it's been a long and sometimes tumultuous journey, right? No partner relationship ever stays completely steady. We're always asked to kind of prove ourselves again, even if we've known them for many, many years. So I think the one thing that keeps things together is this open communication and this willingness to accept mistakes on one side or the other, and catching yourself also when you're trying to externalize mistakes and blame other things to that matter. All right, look, we all get together at the All Hands to really do this. We get here to feel a little bit of inspiration before we begin the week and feel a little bit of delight, get recharged. But I would also use this as an opportunity to network, right? For example, we got 11 people who don't even have their cameras on right now, right? So if this person, Mr. Saudi, were to see you, that would definitely improve your chances of being seen or identified, or, oh, hey, you spoke at my company's meeting on, I don't know, April 25th, right? So do take these as, I think, opportunities that Bukit Vista does offer, and the hard work that Shaylin and the PR team goes through to try to get these people to share their very valuable time with the company, I think is enormously valuable if you want to progress your career, okay? All right, anyway, a little bit of tough love, a little bit of inspiration there. So I'll see everyone tomorrow, same time, 7 o'clock, and we'll go over essentially the vision, mission statement. We'll talk about the progress toward the goals, and I wish everybody a delightful week ahead. Okay, see you guys.
Okay, thank you everyone. See you tomorrow, yeah. Don't forget to fill out and stuff. Thank you.
Drama through the past few days, but overall, if you have any holiday photos that you would like to share, please. I know a lot of people are filling out their personal updates right now, so just share your holiday photos here so the rest of the company can co-enjoy your festivities. Okay, so let's take a look at progress. Okay, so I've taken a look at where we've been for the past year, past 6 months, past 3 months, and there is definitely progress. And I'm happy to share some of the milestones that we have crossed together as a company. So what does some of this progress actually look like? Well, as a company, we're much healthier financially, which translates into careers, which translates into bonuses, which translates into all kinds of things that we can do to improve the employee experience here, okay? For 2 years during the pandemic, things were terrible. But as you can see, our month-to-month revenue is looking like the way it did in 2019, which was essentially some of the best years that we had, okay? So this part is our progress. We're definitely on track to being a growth-oriented company again, just like before the pandemic, which is good. All right, next sign of progress. So this was also our past before. We used to suffer from a severe lack of headcount. We suffered from not knowing how to lead people. There's still some scheduling issues that I think could be improved to improve the balance. However, the truth is that we have over 48 people working here now, 6 interns, 42 full-time employees, and one of our largest employee groups is actually data science. So I think that's considerable progress that we've made. I'm really hoping that with the Buddies Balance work that we actually do all share and some of the, in the hospitality work, I myself need to get back into operations from time to time as a hypervisor again to experience firsthand. And I think this amount of touch with the users ultimately keeps us grounded and focuses a hospitality company. So many of, I think, our strategic mistakes come from just really not being very understanding about our users on a personal level. So progress here in terms of at least having the resources to fill load balancing. Now, another thing is this, and this is very important. The way we tell stories, the way we're perceived as a brand has definitely improved. So if you'll take a look on 2021, this was an example of a post we put on Instagram for the subject of things to do in Kitamani. This is in the slide on the left over here. Okay, and now this is the way we tell a story. As you can see, it's much more polished. It's formatted correctly for Instagram, and it looks a lot better. So this is, I think, a sharp progress that we've also made as a company to really think about the way we tell stories, which in fact is the way that our brand and our company is perceived by the greater world. Okay, so this is progress. Now, let's go to the next slide where things get real. So how do we really move past these problems? What was the core sort of thing that we did together, right? Everybody had individual contributions. Some people might have worked a little bit harder on execution. Some people racked their brains to think about strategy. Some of us thought about how to develop people, right? Or hire the right teams. But all together, it is a joint effort. It is because everybody here cooperated in this idea, and we innovated and we positively transformed. Those are just examples and evidences of our innovations, but it is only possible when everybody is together in this particular idea. And that comes back to our fundamental mission, is to inspire delight through hospitality innovations that positively transform guests, partners, and employees, of course. All right, let's then go into some things that are kind of a new problem. Now, somebody once told me that it's kind of funny here. Like, one of the privileges of essentially getting to be better is that you have new and better problems that you get to solve. So, okay, I would say that this is kind of a new and this is a higher quality problem than before. So a common issue that we have right now is strategic engagement with our users. So what exactly does that mean? Well, if you take a look and see all the knowledge and information and content that we're creating right now, it is actually of a very high quality. It is good production value. There's a good storyline in it, as you can see, but a lot of that gets directed to non-relevant users. It's not actually our core audience that we want to help. It's not actually our core audience that we want to relieve from problems. And our relevant users sometimes are just like, well, where is that knowledge that would help me check in more successfully? Where is that information that would make me enjoy my trip to Kintamani more? Where is the essential knowledge that I need to be able to clean glass and provide a more delightful experience to my guests? So the relevant users are over on one side, and often we kind of share our information with maybe non-so-relevant users. I do appreciate how people upvote on LinkedIn and Instagram and all this. You know, I see those upvotes, and I really appreciate that. But also, it's thinking about strategically, how do we put this information into the hands of the actual users that need this information? So, surprise, surprise. I went and I asked ChatGPT. Actually. So I asked ChatGPT 3 questions and it brought me to this answer. And I think these are actually really strong metrics, and they tell essentially a strategy for how we're going to get a better way to actively and strategically engage with our users. So one, we already have it. We already have high production value and good storytelling. But the thing that we lack as a company is to think about, when we produce a piece of content, when we produce a piece of knowledge, when we produce information, how do we make sure that this information gets into a relevant user? Okay, some of it could be documentation, some of it could be OSI, some of it could be delivered through our existing channels, such as WhatsApp, but to specific person who actually needs that particular information. Timeliness. Oftentimes we publish, we announce, we share information when it's convenient for us, but that's not the time when our users really want to have that information, such as we publish check-in directions on Instagram Reels, which is good, but does the guests get that check-in directions when they are just arriving to their property? That would be the correct timing to actually publish and share that information, okay? The unique angle is getting better. We are developing a voice, a brand, so that part I'm not so worried about. Emotional impact. always something we can do better, right? Always something that we can do to actually create more emotional depth, more connection with our users. And it's only going to get better if we understand and are able to empathize with the actual problems. Now, a lot of you over the course of a day experience what are problems, right? There's failed check-ins, bad reviews, all these particular angles. Although those might feel uncomfortable as a person doing your job, those actually make amazing stories, right? When you go and tell your friends about what kind of things that you've done, or you go into a difficult job interview, what are you going to talk about? Are you going to talk about all the easy things that you did without much effort, or do you talk about the hard problems that you had to solve? So I think these moments where we actually experience challenges and difficulty are actually points where we can lift emotional impact and share with potential users so that they would experience essentially what we're experiencing too and inspire alike. Okay, shareability is once I think you've got 1 to 7 or 1 to 6, your shareability obviously will go up because you'll be relevant, you'll have emotional impact, and as a virtue, your content will be shared. Okay, anyways, we're making also progress on this by creating content strategy. And this has actually been developed surprisingly by somebody not even in the awareness team. This has been developed, I believe, by Wismo. So he, by going around and looking at the conditions of all the different properties, has created a content programming. I think this is a good direction. I think this is something that we can take, follow, and this reduces also a lot of the day-to-day heavy lifting that our hosting teams have to do. If we're able to provide knowledge, information, resources, reinforcement, engagement with partners, with on-site staff through content, then do we need to keep on telling them the same thing over again, or can they learn from just simply observing and learning from these particular pieces of scalable information? Let's attempt it. Let's assume that it can be done. Okay. All right. Anyway, so we are making headways on that, and that brings us to essentially what we're seeing overall on the Airbnb dashboards. Okay. So overall this week, everything went down. So I'll show you where we went. Pretty much everything went down, actually. So last week we were at 80.6 on communication. This week we dropped to 78.4. So a loss of about 1.6 percentage points. Last week we were at 82.7 on check-ins. This week we are at 79.2. So losing about 3 points on check-in. Last week was at 73.6 on accuracy. This week we are at 72.3 on accuracy. Last week we were at 74.5 on location. This week we are at 73.1 on location. Last week we were at 70% on value. This week we have dropped below the SLA on value, and we're at 69.9 on value. Last week we were at 67.9 on cleanliness. This week we've dropped to 66.4% on cleanliness. Now, I can't fault the hosting team. I think they've been doing very good for the limited resources that they've had. But hopefully, with everybody coming back from Lebanon, we can give the hosting team a break, a much needed break, rotate some people in and help out, okay, and try to bring these numbers back up again. So I want to say, I know we didn't hit our marks, but I do want to say thank you for the effort that I saw a few people that every day here that kind of help things up. Sarah, I saw you every day. Marcel, I saw you every day. Gray, I think Gray almost every day holding up the whole situation. Tendi, you do as well during the Lebanon break, right? So that I appreciate. There's a few people who are cameraed off right now, so just looking at the people I can see right now, right? But anyway, hey, actually, why do we have our cameras off? Let's turn your cameras back on, right? This is the one time a week that we actually see everybody all in one place. I'll try to remain quiet until we get like at least half the room with their cameras on. Or I'm going to turn my camera off until everyone turns their camera on. How about that? Yeah? All right, there you go, Marcel. Thank you. All right, leading the way, Marcel. Who else? Who's next?
Sorry, sir. What's that?
Leading the way. That's good. Marcel, why don't you get your team to us with camera on? It's kind of sometimes I don't even know if anyone's here. Maybe I'm just talking to 5 people. Okay. All right. There you are. Good to see you too as well. Okay. Still waiting. Still. That's our team. Oh, really? Okay, is it just my visualization? Because I only see like 5. Interesting. Okay, maybe it's just me. Here, let me share what I see on my side. Maybe somebody who's more technically gifted than me can tell me what I'm seeing here. Is this right? Does everyone else see this, or am I just seeing something weird?
Okay, you absolutely only see
I
few
think you need
people.
to like enlarge the screen so that everyone can.
I didn't enlarge the screen. Okay, I'm at the largest setting
I
already.
mean,
Try to unpin your share screen, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. How do I unpin my share screen? Here, I'll stop presenting. Okay, I still see the 22 others. All right, so I'll admit, maybe I'm not technically competent today, so we'll just have to continue believing I don't know how to use Google Meet. All right, anyway. All right, so yeah, it could be the layout. All right, let's continue. Right, so overall, let's see, where were we? Overall, last week, 73% on 5-star ratings and 4.6 on the overall rating. This week, we are 71.2, 4.54. Okay, so kind of on the border now again. Now, semester goal 3. This is the 3rd semester goal. We've achieved the semester goal twice. Once on revenue, last one on hospitality score. This is the 3rd one. The revenue goal is 2.4 million. The overall rating is 4.5, and the 5-star percentage is 70%. We've reset again from April. Okay, so essentially we're not looking at everything in the past. We're just starting on April 5th now. So what does that look like at the moment? So we're measuring basically from April 5th to September. Okay, the cutoff is on October 5th. So on October 5th, we will take a look at what we've accumulated in September and in April, and it should reach 2.4 million. Okay, yes.
oh, wasn't it or supposed to be like 1st April until like 1st of September, or at least like 30th of September? No?
I did a calculation on that actually, Shaylin. So if it's the 5th of September, that's what it means actually. It's all of September. If it's the 5th of September, it's not a full 6 months. It's only about 5 months of time. So it's the entire September month. Okay. Nothing in April, nothing in October, right? So it's just essentially from April 5th, all of September, and that will get us essentially the total revenues. Okay. So 2.4 million on the sales target from April 5th to September 2023. Qualified interns receive up to 3 million of appreciation bonus. Okay. All right. So yes, thank you, Marcel. That's the dimensions that we're going for. All right. What can I do to inspire delight? So once again, as a company, actually, we have a little bit less than 140. This was the point, right? We have a little bit less than 141 days with 40 employees to actually achieve the goal. So that's why we set it for 2.4 million. It's essentially 2.4 million minutes from now until the date of the goal. So make each minute count. If each minute we produce dollars worth of value, then we will get to our revenue goal. The scope of the goal is 3 goals. We pay 4x individual bonuses, 2 goals, 3x individual bonuses, 1 goal, 2x individual bonuses on October 2023. For those of you who are interning, those are the breakdowns for the intern goals. Okay, that is pretty much it. So, oh yeah, I forgot to update this, but you guys already see what the previous hospitality score is. We're currently on the hospitality score 71.2 and 4.54. So just on the border right now on hospitality. For the total amount of revenue in the pocket, it is at, okay, so we've already gotten to $728,000 so far, and we're left with about 1.68 left. So let's see, 0.7 divided by 2.4. So about 30% of the way there without June, July, August, and September yet. Okay, that is it for my section. Let me get back to Sarah for the next set of our all hands.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jin, for delivering the vision and mission statement. I hope that we all can, learn from what he has presented and keep our spirits up. Okay, for Kak Rizky, could you please, present the screen?
Oh, wait a minute, Kak.
Okay, okay, sure.
Kinda laggy.
Okay, yeah.
Next
For
siapa? Yaudah, Oh,
the
nama yang
we will go to
Kemenaker.
the weekly mission and inspiration. This section will be led by Kak Lilis. Please, Kak Lilis, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Like the weekly mission inspiration should be to each writers, right? Sorry.
No, Lilis is for company, team, and target. But for this one, you should call the individuals stated in the tables.
All right, sure, sure. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, okay. For weekly mission inspiration, yeah, the first one, Bukit Vista's mission to inspire delight through hospitality innovations that positively transform our guests. So this one is filled by me actually as this week's ops supervisor. And so this is actually the story from yesterday. It's just the kind of like the incident happened yesterday. So there is this guest from Puri Kelapa actually, who like the news was like actually we received we as ops team received the news just before end of day, so it was just about before closing. And apparently this guest had an issue with their room where the AC was leaking, and then me and Kak Marcel basically helped this guest, giving a fast result for this guest. And apparently she stated that well, I mean, it's just kind of like a sweet moment that we can do, even though it's well, it's an inconvenience for the guest, but they basically stated that by us giving the fast resolve and helping her, even though it's already what past 6 p.m. Wita, it just made her day much better, you know. And yeah, the case is solved, and I think this can be an inspiration for us all to, you know, like help our guests. And yeah, especially if it's even though even though it's kind of like an overtiming, but we can obviously we can go the extra mile to positively transform our guests so that they they're essentially happy with our service. Yeah, okay. For the next one, hospitality innovations that positively transform our partners will be read by Kak Tendi. The floor is yours, Kak.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Yeah, the first last week PM team giving a solution for the water issue in the Berkshires area, since the area is in the jungle, and then the water is sometimes have an issue, and then that affecting the operational as well usage. So we suggest the partner to what's called buy the water tank with the 5,000 liter, so that will be enough around a week if there is any issue. Yeah, so the partner is good with happy with the idea, and then we go ahead with that. And then currently I have processed for the purchasing of the water tank and then for the installation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kak Tendi. I think there is another one. Would you like to read it as well?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so last week PM team have do some onboarding progress, and then in the remote area, actually in the new area, it was great. We discovered the new area. So first, this is with the Adam Rosa in our new property Leru Jungle, and then the next maybe Sarah. I'll go to the next picture with the This is Olive Tree, our property in Greece. Mrs. Laura and then Mrs. Vanessa. Mrs. Laura, the owner, and then Mrs. Vanessa, our housekeeping. So it was first time I'm trained the foreign for housekeeping. So yeah, it's good. And then next Sarah. And then yeah, this is with our new property in Singaraja for Monkey House. I trained the housekeeping using the new tools with the iPad, so it will be more easier for they understand. And then also the last one, this is with our team actually Hafiz, but this is new property with it's very big in Yogyakarta. This is referral from the Gria Ganom, Fira Asraya. Thank you. Okay, that's it, Sarah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, we're finally we're getting a lot of property onboarding this month. Okay, for the next one, hospitality innovations that positively transform our employees will be led by Kak Shelin. The floor is yours, Kak.
Oke, thank you Sarah. So, first of all, welcome back everyone dari Lebaran. Semoga liburannya berkesan sama keluarga and like your relatives. Yay! And we're back on the green, yeah. So, from the employee side, we have this, you can say it's a new habit or like a new culture perhaps for us. So, during the URC session, we start our day with like greetings from like another language. Like, I think we tried like Romanian, Japanese, Spanish, and like some other languages. And we also like learn more about their countries as well as their culture. So for a hospitality company like Bukit Vista, it's pretty normal for us to like interact with people all over the world, right? So this is actually a great way to start our day. So unfortunately, there's no documentation of the session. I actually forgot to attach, but that's a reference from Google Translate. Yay, our best friend in this case. Thank you, everyone, and back to Sarah.
Okay, thank you very much, Kak Shelin. I hope everyone in Bukit Vista can become polyglots then. Okay, for the next one, technological innovation actually. Kak Nadia, the floor is yours, Kak. Thank you.
Okay, hello, good morning, everyone. So from product development, before the holiday, we deployed some fixes with multi-unit issues booking on Bivico, and is already available on Play Store and App Store for the version 2.1.4. Yep, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that is all for the weekly mission inspiration. And now actually the company theme target and achievements. This one will be led by Kak Lilis. The floor is yours, Kak. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for the time, and welcome back, everyone. This is my first time speaking at all hands, representing Kyla actually, because Kyla is still off. I hope that basically I can deliver what we have done this past week. First, we'll go to the inspection of opportunities and threats. This is actually a section where we identify any opportunity or threats that we can optimize and also reduce. First, opportunities is actually balancing higher. Oh, wait, I forget to remind you, everyone, that our team is still authenticity over apology. So being 100% authentic on pursuing our mission to inspire the light every users. Okay, I'll start again with the inspection result. First is we find opportunities of balancing a higher price with a higher quality of product and service. So this past week, we discussed, Jing, Bella, and I would discuss, and we actually decide that the market out there is getting stronger, and we may have a chance to increase our price. But this needs to be balanced by an increase in terms of service and also product. So to respond to this one, I have done the increasing price to check if there is a market, and we need helps from Tandy and Wismo as the guest experience supervisor and also community in this case to help us to increase the service and also product that we have in the field basically. And thank you very much Tandy and Mr. Jing to give the thumbs up. And second one is improving the property design and quality. I've discussed with Wayana for this one. We have experienced property transformation for the newly on board, like Permana Villa and the other villa, and it actually kind of working. So I believe here Wayana is the one that leads the execution right now, but I need Kyla to help me to arrange basically how to done it in a structured way, and also the prioritization as well. Of course, it needs to be collaborated with the higher price that we propose for some properties. And then the third one is for BI, which is in this case Bella and Dira, to monitor the daily fill rate as well as the booking pace for our action of hiring the price, since we observe like some slowing down in terms of daily fill rate, but I need you guys to help me observe on that one. That's for the first opportunity. The second one, it's about the reward structure for referral program to everyone. So this is actually a kind of experiment right now. We have our first property with this program, which is Tegas Asri. Bu Made referring us Villa Permana Villa in Bingin. It's 2 unit right now. And to reward her kindness to refer us basically to her relatives or friends, we give her a reward of $50 of money actually, and the other treatment from Wayana. But we would like to make this program as a formal program to enhance the power of referral basically, and to appreciate our partner that they basically believe in our service. I need help from Wayana and Bella as well for this case, and the details can be seen from the actionable column. And then the third opportunity is market pool in long-term rental basically. So we've been observing that monthly and also yearly renter is also exists out there, that we haven't really put much attention on that. Mr. Jeng, Bella, and I discussed that there's a Russian pool that outside there that we haven't really catching up. We need help from awareness team. First is to optimize the website for long terms, and more targeting for the one that is really searching for long term, and then also exploring the other platform that we can use to optimize these opportunities, which is like Facebook, Telegram, and etc. And the kind of threats. This one is actually kind of good, but can be improved. So this is the coordination between awareness team, which create the listing launch with the revision. Revision might be coming from owner or from BI, but this needs to be respond faster. We need to have an SLA for this one. This is kind of technical, but I think this is important to enhance. Okay, so that's the result from inspection of opportunities and threats. We'll go a bit to the April target, which is we have the awesome target that Bella has announced, which is 360. And right now, we are on, can you go down again, Risky? We are on 347, going down again in the achievement, Risky. Yeah, so it is about 96% achievement from the awesome target. And we have remaining $13,000 to go. I would like to explain a bit about why we set a stretch target. Actually, guys, we have the $1 million target, right? And BI set the monthly target with Jing's approval in this case. And the more we set the stretch target, the closer we are on the $1 million target. Therefore, I need you guys to pay attention, really serious and also curious on the stretch target that we have set. So that's first. A second one is about the May starting target. Right now we are a bit behind if we compare with April. We are on 160 starting revenue for May, but we target around 690 to start by May, to basically support the $1 million target, as well as a higher target for May revenue later on. So that's the statistics, and we have seen that the in-month daily fill rate for May is not that great. Therefore, we need to enhance on that one. We still have 5 days left to achieve that. Okay, thank you very much, Rizky, for that section. For quality and rating achievement, I would like to pass basically because Mr. Jiang already highlighted, but overall we are experiencing decrease in all components. You can see over there. And it might be because of sort of employee as well. Let's see if we can make keep it up by this week. Go down a bit. Yeah, for the semester target, as Mr. Jiang already announced, we are on that sum. Current achievement is on 737. So we need to achieve the rest of it. We just 30% of our overall semester target. And last part, this is additional from me, the story to everyone. This I heard first is everyone actually don't really understand why we set a certain amount of semester goal revenue target. So this is how it works. First, we try to understand our current capacity, the current company condition. That is the projection on what we get if we don't have any growth. And then the C level, which is Mr. Jing and Bayu in this case, try to project basically potential development of the company that we can achieve in the future. Therefore, there's some additional markup in the projection as well. And then there is a semester goal that we target with a vision. And next on, BI team try to break it down into a monthly target that you guys will see every month. Therefore, if you would like to observe, you can try to calculate yourself and to predict whether the monthly target is actually supporting the semester goal. So basically, the monthly target is set to support the semester target. If it is too high or if it is actually high, it is to basically collect more in the beginning rather than we harvest at the end. So that's what is the first story that I'd like everyone to understand as well, because there's so many questions like why the value is this, etc. and etc. Then the second one is about how do everyone relate with the semester or monthly target in your work. I often heard that some of the employee do not really understand what is my contribution to the hospitality goals and also the revenue goals. For example, like product development and public relation, that is not directly correlated. You need to first remember our mission to inspire the light through hospitality innovation that positively transform our guests, employee, and partner. Actually, by positively transforming the three users, you support the company target, like product development. If you don't have your product right, the partner will complain and then having bad sentiment. And of course, they will have a tendency to offboard. It is a lose in terms of revenue potential. So if it's not direct, but it's really impactful. And then public relation, for example, you support the coming of good quality candidates. So your work is actually not directly contributing, but if you can bring a good employee, like for example, every one of you that having a good contribution to the company, your work is very, very supportive to support the company goal. These questions raised from the one-on-one session that is delivered by Shalene actually, but I'm not really sure who asked, but this is an example on how we can relate our role to the company goals basically. Right, that's a very long update. Thank you everyone for listening to my updates here, and we'll offer back to Sarah. Thank you guys. Sarah, you're muted.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Kak Lilis, for the very thorough breakdown, especially on the threats, opportunities, and especially on the last part. Yeah, I hope we all can consider, and most of our questions can be answered. Okay, on to the next session is about the promotion and new employees. For this one, I will offer the floor to Kak Shelin.
Okay, thank you. So, just a quick announcement because I actually forgot to announce on Slack the previous week. Really sorry for that. But even though like Rifki cannot actually like make it for the all hands meeting, so I'd like to announce that Rifki is back, guys, since the previous week, and he's joining us as part of our BI team, as part-time data scientist. So Rifki basically will work together with Rafi as well as Bayu for outside most of the time. So, but as time goes, he might be actually like involved in other projects as well. So yeah, welcome back to Rifki, even though he's not here. So just say hi to Rifki when you see him on Discord or maybe on Slack. Thank you guys. Back to Sarah.
Okay, thank you very much, Kak Shelin, for introducing the coming back of Rifki. And for the next section, there's core value recognition. But since there's no core value recognized, we will move on to the personal updates. Okay, this is the exciting part, I feel like. Okay, so for the question of the week, what is your best holiday moment this year? So yeah, I feel like everybody's still fresh. The memory of the holiday is still fresh in everyone. I think we can share each one of our experience. The first one, Mr. Jing, could you yeah, the floor is
Oh
yours.
yes, it was a Mexico trip with Eka actually just a few weeks ago. So that was probably one of the better holidays.
Okay, yeah, very cool Mexico trip. Okay, for the next one, Kak Gani.
A lot of food and energy. Brr.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully can re-energize with the with the lots of food during holiday. Okay, for Kak Adil.
I went to Bogor with my family members and catch up with them.
Okay, yeah. With this mudik and Lebaran, I feel like lots of memorable experience. And for next one, Kak Ola, but she's not attending, so we'll skip to Kak Furkon.
Okay, for me, it's visiting Rantau Prapat because this is the first time I visit my family here. It's a pretty remote town, like 7 hours driving from Medan. So yeah, it's great to visit new city.
Okay, yeah, and there's the pictures here. Yeah, we hope that you had a great time with your family, Kak Furkon. And for the next one, Hafiz, but he's not attending, so we'll move on to Thea, actually.
Uh, Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, hello, Thea.
It was my first time experiencing hibachi last week. It was great.
Okay, wow, yeah, very cool. There's the chief here too. Okay, very cool, very cool. All right, next one to Ganes.
Okay, so I'm staying in a tree house in Jatiluwih, Tabanan, then playing at a TV there, and ended with a grill party at night. And if you're curious, you can watch my video that I attached the link.
Wow, okay, yeah. So you make a content of the holiday. That's very cool. Yeah, I hope we all can check out the reels that Ganes. All right, for Kak Tara.
Okay, so nothing grand actually, but I got together with my extended family this holiday, and I think it's I think it's already special enough.
Okay, yes, I totally agree. It's well, getting together is already special. All right. Okay, for the next one in conversion chapter, Kak Nadine, she's not attending, as well as Kak Kyla. So we're moving on to Mo Wayana.
Working.
Yes, that's what we did, ya, Mo, ya. Okay, for the next one, Kak Gray.
Mau answer very sad ya. For me, my best holiday moment is not there yet. I'm going to start in a few days, so pay attention to my Instagram for updates.
Where are you going, Gray?
I'm going around some Southeast Asian country and Amsterdam. Marcel Square.
Oh!
Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, just like the what is it? Like the pepatah said, I guess kita bersakit-sakit dahulu ya, bersenang-senang kemudian. Okay, for Kak Erika.
For me, mudik with my whole family to Trenggalek and finally able to capture the view on my way to Kampung Halaman. Back to you, Sarah.
Okay, yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, there's the photo here. Yeah, totally pleasing to the eyes. Okay, thank you, Kak Erika. For Kak Cynthia.
For me, there's no best holiday for this year yet. Maybe in the coming. Thank you, Sarah.
Okay, thank you, Kak Cynthia. Yeah, we're on the same boat here. Okay, next one to Kak Mahesi. Okay, I think Kak Mahesi is not here. I will read it for her. So she visited her grandma's grave after 2 years for not being present there. And then she was in glamping and camp around in Lumajang. Okay, very exciting and totally getting in touch with the family. That's very important. Okay, Kak Pandu, he's not attending. Next one to Kak Tendi.
Not Bali holiday. First time with my wife family after married. We went to strawberry plantation, waterfall, lake, and fishing and edge. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, very very nice holiday, Kak Tendi. Okay, thank you, Kak Tendi. Next one to Kak Shelin.
Okay, my holiday is actually next month. Yeah, well, I'll be doing PTO next month, guys. FYI. So, but I guess in January, like there are a few best moments. So, like some places as well as food, of course. Thank you. Back to Sarah.
Where are you going, Shaylin?
I'm going to South Korea next month, guys.
Cool. Let me know if you make it to North Korea. I'll see some good photos from the DMZ. Okay.
Yang mau titip opa ke Kak Shelin boleh. Okay, for the next one, Bi Ketut, but he's not attending, so I will read it for him. Tahun ini belum ada liburan, but sempat menghadiri acara keluarga. Okay, yeah, I think that is already special and enough for all of us this holiday. Next one to Kak Marcel.
Yeah, I was going to Puncak, but stayed in Sentul. So with a lot of traffic, but we use motorcycle and go to the little street to avoid that. So everything is good and everything is fun. I don't have the photo because I have the beliefs that if you love it, you don't take a picture, you just see it again.
Okay. Yes, for the next one, it's actually from me. So I had the chance to catch up with my high school friend after 3 years of not meeting, and we watched a movie together. Alright, for the next one, we can go right away to Kak Wismo.
Yeah, for me, explore on Gintamani, canoeing, and research for local food, and to work with the farmer, right? Gintamani.
That's so cool.
Wow, okay.
Advice.
Yes, that is very cool. Wow. Okay, I hope we mau nih kayak Kak Wismo juga. Okay, for the next one, Mas Bayu hasn't filled up the QOTW, so we move on to Kofidi.
This was from this year's CNY. I met the family members I've never met before.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you, Kofidi. Okay. For the next one, Kak Nadia.
Okay, mine is driving from North Kalimantan to the south, such an exhausting yet exciting journey. Not to mention the roads are bad. Thank you.
Yeah, oh my God. Okay, that's a very lengthy journey. Let's hope the access is being paid attention by the government. Okay, thank you very much, Kak Nadia. Next one to Kak Robin.
Manchester United reached FA Cup final 3 days ago. The best holiday for Red Army.
Okay, thank you very much, Corbin. Siapa nih fansnya MU? Let's go. Okay, for the next one, Kak Vito.
Okay, I circling almost half of West Java only just to visit a beach in Garut district with my friends. And the thing is, on our way home, there is no gas station and we were running out of fuel. And we knock houses and ask if they sell gas. That's very hilarious, actually. It's
Oh my God.
1 a.m. in the morning.
Wow. Okay. So, but in the end, did you find the gas, Kak Vito?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, we get the gas and yeah, we survived. We made it.
Okay. Yes, that's a very good ending to the story, but yeah, very memorable definitely. Okay, thank you very much, Kak Vito. Okay, and the next one is Kak Abam, but he's not attending, so I will read it for him. Gathering with Om and Tante again after 2 or 3 years. There is no big family gathering. Okay, well, hopefully, lots of THR from Om and Tante. And then we will jump to Kak Dewa.
Spend more time with family and going around Bali in days.
Okay, cool, very cool. Hopefully, we can see it. Or maybe we can post it in your social media or something, so we can see it.
I will
Okay,
let you.
thank you. Okay, thank you. Next one to Kak Lilis.
Holiday to see dolphin at Lovina Beach this week. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kak Lilis. Okay, yeah, seeing dolphins at Lovina, that's very fun. Okay, thank you very much, Kak Lilis. And we will jump to Kak Bella.
For me, I haven't get the best this year actually, but I love to visit Lembang in Bandung, especially in the weekday because there's no traffic. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Kak Bella. Okay, hopefully this wish will come true sooner. Yeah. Thank you, Kak Bella. Now to Kak Felix. Okay, I think he's not attending. So basically he went to Egypt, Israel, and Palestine for like religious tour, I think, yeah. And then he went to Berastagi. Okay, very cool. We will move on to Kak Torik.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same as Sarah. Went to Bandung and got the chance to meet up with high school friends after 3 years separation.
Okay, cool, Kak. Hopefully nothing changed too much with our friends. Yeah, like maybe some of them already married. That's very shocking. Okay, for the next one, Kak Madia.
I haven't been to a lot of holidays this year, but there was that one time I went to Semarang for a family event on the weekend, met some distant families, and of course, exploring some Semarang cuisine. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Kak Maria. That's very interesting. Going to Semarang. Okay. Next one to Kak Dela.
Yeah, I joined my sister's holiday in Jakarta and I catch up with her together with my friends and I do ngeteng from Lampung to Jakarta. So that's the first time I did that.
Wow. Okay. Hope surely it's a memorable holiday, ya, Kak. Okay. Thank you, Kak Dela. The next one is Kak Dira.
Thank you, Sarah. For me, went to Bali for New Year's and stay at Kintamani for 7 days. Amazing view with the best house, Kak Liris.
Okay, wow, Kak Lilis and Kak Dira. Okay, cool, very cool. Hopefully Kak Dira betah-betah di Bali. Alright, for the next one, we can jump to Kak Rifki as the last one, but I will read it for him. He explored Jakarta while the Jakartans have a mudik to their kampung. Wow, that's true. Definitely very not crowded. So you can explore Jakarta to his liking. Okay, that's it for the personal updates. And to the next session, announcements. But I believe there's no announcements. So yeah, okay. As it is also already 4 minutes before 11 Wita, I think we can close the.
Sarah, Sarah, quick one. Okay, let me take over the last 4 minutes. Yeah. So heads up, everybody. I finally figured out how to use Google Meet. So I try to fail fast, right? Sometimes it's embarrassing when you have to speak in front of a crowd and actually know what you're doing. But hey, look, this is what you all look like. Yeah. So wait, am I sharing my screen? Okay, good. All right. So I can see everyone now. Yeah. Apparently it was the tiling option. So just to rely on AI these days, expect the AI to figure things out for me. All right. But anyway, what I want to actually get everyone on is to see some of the new properties that we've added to our portfolio. So let's go and take a look at them. Where is Erica? Erica, all right. Why don't you be the host and tell us what we're looking at here?
Okay, so this is actually called Lero Jungle House. This property comes from digital marketing leads. So thanks to the awareness team, Mas Gani, Mas Hafiz, and also Adil for generating these leads. And these leads have one of our services, which is business package. And finally, we have new property in Tabanan, and it has a nice, a pool and sunset view.
Nice. And it has really cool. Does it have a projector? Wait, what's this? Oh, this is expensive shower gel. Or it looks like expensive shower gel. That's nice. Always a good sign of quality. What is, does anyone know what this is? Is that a projector? Or just an eyeball?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
Projector. This is for
Projector.
watch the movie on the pool, in the wall in the pool at night.
I can watch a movie from the pool.
Can-
That's awesome. That's amazing. Okay, I love it. I love it. All right. Tendi, do you want to explain the next one?
This is Permana guest house, right?
No,
Erika?
Permana Villa.
Yeah, Permana Villa. Sorry, Permana Villa located just beside the first Permana. The owner is come from the referral Tegas Asri, and then this is in good area in Bingin, in the central Bingin, sir.
Nice. Okay, great, great. And let's see, who wants to introduce this one? Guyana or Wismo or okay,
sure.
all right. Guyana went first, so it goes to her. Next one will be Wismo. Okay, yes. What is this?
Okay, Rara Villa is owned by same owner as Rara Guest House. It's a referral from the existing partner actually. So, and this one have 2 bedroom and have a rice paddy view.
Okay, fantastic. And where is this located?
It's just in the front of the Rara Guest House.
And where is Rara Guest House located?
Oh, Canggu.
Okay, perfect. All right. So we got 3 new villas, everyone. So that should be pretty good. And thank you to the digital marketing team and to the business development and the community team for putting together and growing Bukit Vista once again. Thank you guys very much. All right, back to Sarah. Sarah, close it out for everyone.
Okay, everyone, as it is already 11 Wita, I think we can close the all hands for now. And thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you for
Thank you,
hosting.
Sarah, for leading the meeting. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you
Yes,
very
the
much,
record production team as well. Yes. Okay. See you guys, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sarah.
Semangat for today. I'll be up for the rest of the day.
Every day off, Kak Shalin.
Aku
Okay.
tiga hari this week ya, aku mau libur.